Dzień dobry, dia do it, and savubana. Hi, it's Tom from GreenShortz, and today I'm going to make a proper stand for my new rocket stove and firebox setup. You can see here the temporary thing I rigged up with my pecan stump table, some bricks, and I just wanted to test it out in this spot and see how I liked that height. And I am happy with this. It actually worked really well. One thing I've noted is that the stove mortar did not hold this brick to those tabs, so I'm actually going to re-epoxy that as part of this build. So I'm going to take this down carefully, bring the firebox to the garage. Before I remove my temporary setup here, I'm going to get a measurement for the height of the base. While I'm carrying the firebox down to the garage, I'm going to dump out the ash here so it can act as fertilizer. Obviously, I don't want to do that every time, which is exactly why I need an ashtray. I'm going to attach the base directly to the bottom of the firebox. So I'm going to start by flipping it over on the workbench. To make the base, I'm going to use the Tinktube pipe and bracket system that I used in my greenhouse roof build. They didn't sponsor this video, but I actually had some parts left over that are going to be perfect for this job. I had them send me pipe in the 4 colors that they offer: white, silver, black, and copper. And I'm going to use the black pipe that I have for the legs. So I'm going to cut this into 4 lengths of 21 inches. The Tinktube steel tubes come in a standard 92-inch length. That'll get me my 4 legs, but I'm going to need to use some other scrap I have for the cross bracing. Thankfully, I still have this sheeting with the outline of my firebox on it, so I'm going to use this as my template to build the base. First, I'm going to use the reamer to clean up the ends of the pipe. My 4 legs are going to be held in place by brackets with a cross bracket in the middle to connect the cross bracing. I'm going to position this carefully and then get a measurement for my cross bracing. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to take the wind chimes down when I film or leave them up. Let me know if you like this sound. There are some nice lines on the brackets that are going to help me know exactly how long to cut this pipe. It's like 3 1/4. That'll give me a little room to adjust. I got 2 out of the black that I had left. The rest I cut out of a scrap of white. For this central fitting to tighten up correctly, I need to have all 4 pieces in at the same time. With my cross brace set up, now I'm going to add the legs. This is nice and sturdy, but to make the legs a little less wobbly, I'm going to do another cross brace down toward the bottom. Before I anchor this down, I'm going to give the bottom of the firebox a coat of high temperature spray paint. Alright, I'm going to let that dry. Now I'm going to secure the stand to the firebox with some self-tapping screws and brackets. I'm going to give these a center to help start them out. This refractory cement is actually paintable, which is a nice feature, so I'm going to go ahead and paint up the sides of the firebox as well as the cement top. I'm going to leave the grill unpainted though, it's just going to get burned off. One last piece of fit up I'm going to do is add some rubber end caps to the end of the pipes. I meant to do that before I put this on the firebox, but I can just as easily tilt this up and pop them in from below. Clean that up and roughen it up in preparation for the epoxy. Alright, I'm going to try it out. Alright, so I am going to save the bridge and the ashtray for the next video because I want to light this thing up. First of all, let me say thank you to all of you who gave me some great feedback in my last video. I asked 4 questions of you and you gave me some great answers and really helped me understand the reasons that you're watching and maybe how I can make videos that are more suited to you. So thank you so much for that feedback. I really do appreciate it, that and the encouragement that came along with it. I also want to thank my patrons for helping make these videos possible. Thanks for your support there. If you'd like to get some extra content, short form videos about what's going on day to day here in the backyard, you can check out the link to Patreon below. Alright, so I'm gonna fire this up. a little rocket roar going. And this is a hybrid rocket stove, of course, but got airflow, got elevated fuel, got a burn chamber, got insulated riser. So those are all components of a rocket stove. Eventually I'll put a grate down there as something to hold fuel, keep it off the ground. If you like the way this Tinktube went together, they got lots more fittings, and the discount code that they gave me is still active for 10% off your first order. So I'll put that link in the description below. You can see why I need a fuel bridge. It'd be nice to have about 3 inches of shelf here to hold the longer sticks out the front so they don't fall out. And of course, for obvious reasons, it needs an ashtray. Stay tuned. I'll be doing those elements next week. As always, my mission here at GreenShortz is to help you see green so you can be green, and save a little green by doing it yourself. A rocket stove is green because I'm using found fuel and I'm burning it efficiently and using it to cook. Thanks for all the great comments and suggestions. Keep them coming, and I'll see you next Saturday.